Mark, it's fair to say there's always going to be fireworks in that match, but you finally got one over your bogey player, Mark Joyce. I mean, you must be over the moon with that win.
Yeah, I'm happy with the win, not with the performance, but no, sometimes it's not about performance. There was a lot on the line in that match. Being at the home venue, in front of my family, friends, there was so many people out there for me. It's not often you get that, so it adds a lot of pressure. But although I didn't play great, I'm happy with how I handled the situation that way and got over the line.
Same as earlier, you've never been so nervous before a match before. I mean, there's been so much build-up in the papers, on social media, and it's all been the fans as well, kind of firing the cauldron so much. But what's the pressure like going into that sort of match?
Yeah, it's a nice pressure to have, but it's unusual for me. Obviously, it's been a long time since been a tournament here. I can now understand what sort of attention O'Sullivan gets. Every event he goes to, he's probably getting the same interviews that I've had to do this week, and the same pressure on his shoulders. So, yeah, it shows a lot about who he is. Whenever he can handle that on a regular basis. So now I've got the first match out of the way. I can relax now and hopefully play some good snooker like I have been doing recently.
There's a lot of emotion in that match, even by your standards, really. In that first frame, I think everyone's talking about it. But what went on that first frame?
Yeah, well, I've been asked this a few times already, but I was just down playing the blue. I was just playing a safety on the blue. The frame was pretty much over anyway. He needed a couple of snookers, but as I'm down on the shot, he's chalking his cue right behind me. So there's no excuse for that. When I'm at the table, it's my arena, and there's no excuse for him trying to put me off by chalking his cue in the background. So I felt like I had to say something, not so much because of the shot in question, but in case it happened later on an important shot. And it actually did happen later, which pretty much sums up Mark Joyce and what he's like. He's just not a nice person, and maybe he's one of the people that'll do anything to win, whereas I like to stick within the rules. And even though I absolutely despise Mark Joyce, I appreciated every good shot he played, some real good safety, some good important pots, always tapped the table, said good shot. There's nothing in response, and pretty much sums him up.
It's added to that pressure and the nerves is the fact it's in the home crowd, but it's absolutely packed in there, and being from just down the road, I mean, that must be a real driving force, everyone cheering your shots.
Yeah, it is, but it adds more pressure, but it's something that I've dealt with pretty well in the past. So I think I was more nervous because of playing Mark Joyce, if I'm being honest, because of what's happened in the past and the record he had against me. Like Mark Joyce isn't even a good player. He's not a good player, and he's beat me 4 times out of 5. I played about 5% of my game there today and won 4-1. That pretty much says Mark Joyce's level. Hopefully that's the start of many victories over him in the future.
I think we already know the answer to this one. Was that kind of settle things now? You finally got one over him. Has that changed things at all?
No, because I've beat him before. It wasn't like I've never beat him. He'd won 4 out of 5. I'd beat him before, but he made a big deal out of the last time that he beat me, saying that he had a good record over me as a junior or an amateur or something along those lines. It was a load of crap, to be honest, because I think we only ever played once. He just walks around like he is somebody, and he's a complete nobody in the snooker world.
It's a great performance, and enjoy the win, and all the best for the rest of the tournament.
Thanks, mate.